Hello, I'm Danielle. I've just finished my first year at UAB studying biomedical science, and I'm going to share with you the story of how I became a Christian. So, I was raised in a Christian family, so I've always known of God. I believed everything I heard in church, but didn't always enjoy going because there weren't many kids my age. Although I always knew about God, I didn't know him personally. There was never a time where I didn't identify as Christian, but I didn't always have a personal relationship with Jesus. At the age of 12, I was diagnosed with kidney failure. After some months of confusion and treatment not working, it was further discovered that the cause was autoimmune, adding further complications. There was no exact name or medication for my condition as it was so rare. I was in hospital more than I was at school, and it consumed every area of my life. Word spread and everyone wanted to talk to me. But when people asked me how I was, I felt like they were only asking for the latest hospital updates. I believed that people cared more about my physical health than my soul, my heart, or my feelings. That, alongside my doctors joking about me being their lab rat because of how rare my disease was, left me feeling really objectified and at times even dehumanized. Now, this was really damaging to me as a 12-year-old, as I just thought that no one cared about my feelings, and so I ended up thinking that maybe I shouldn't have any, or at least shouldn't express them. I felt completely helpless and craved control over any part of my life. So I started to control my emotions unhealthily. A lot of the time I was genuinely happy, but I didn't know how to deal with any negative emotions, so I adopted the coping mechanism of suppressing everything and ignoring it, which is not good. There were almost too many emotions that I didn't know where to start, and when things got hard, I would just put on a mask and continue to act how I was when I was genuinely happy. I got really good at controlling my emotions, as I wanted to always appear unaffected by what was going on. I would be complimented on how strong and happy I was despite the circumstances and my age, and so I wanted to maintain that reputation. No one understood what I was going through, and so I didn't try to reach out. I still went to church in this time, and I always knew that God would heal me. I just did not know when or how. Year 11 was when the stress and pressure of exams caused my 4 years' worth of suppressed negative emotions to come out in the form of panic attacks. I was constantly on the verge of tears and lost any real confidence or happiness that I had left. I was seeing a counsellor at school to help me through my anxiety. I knew that Jesus was the only one who could bring me out of this darkness, and I was so desperate for him to. But I believed that he didn't love me because I was so unclean as a result of my physical and mental health problems and everything that I've been through. I felt so guilty for not keeping God first in my life for the past few years that I thought it was too late to start now. Growing up in the church, I was taught that you can't earn or lose God's love through works, so I believed that because he didn't love me, there was nothing I could do to earn it. And this absolutely broke my heart. The saddest part is that I just accepted it. I remember crying a lot because all I wanted was to live for God and to have a personal relationship with him. I knew God had the power to save me, but I thought I was too unworthy, unlovable, unclean, and I just believed that he was ashamed to even be associated with me. I decided to continue living for God, doing everything that I knew Christians did, just without the having a relationship with God part. I was still living for him, but just separate from him still. I always felt like envious of my friends because even if it was too late for me to be saved, it wasn't too late for them, so I was constantly spreading the gospel. The summer after GCSEs brought breakthrough. I cried out to God in desperation and was freed of my anxiety. I was overcome with pure peace and joy. God challenged my mindset, and I started to believe that it wasn't too late for me. He did love me. Through different sermons, I realised I wasn't the exception to the love of God. It's for everyone, and that doesn't exclude me. That summer, 2017, was when I repented and accepted God's forgiveness. I decided it was about time I properly accepted Jesus into my life and started to live for him and with him. I still had hospital visits and was on medication in this time. I moved school for sixth form for a fresh start and decided I no longer wanted to be defined by my health, but instead my identity would be in Christ. I decided to hand over more areas of my life to God, and ever since then I've experienced many distinct answers to prayer. I went from 14 tablets a day at age 12 to 1, and my consultant told me there was no evidence of any past or present kidney failure nearly 6 years after I'd been diagnosed. My faith continued to grow, and I was encouraged to hand over more decisions to God as I was so excited to see where He would take me. Even more prayers were answered, and I was overwhelmed with how much God was working for my good. He clearly directed me to Birmingham. He lowered my entry requirements by 2 grades. I was so excited to move to uni and just hand over all of me, just my whole life to Him. Meeting so many students that were just on fire for Jesus was so inspiring and encouraging to me in my faith. And since moving to uni, I've never felt closer to God, and I got baptised early this year in March. It's been a journey to get here, and it hasn't been easy, but I wouldn't change a thing. Having such a rare disease sparked my fascination of the human body and inspired me to go into medical research, which is why I'm studying biomed. If I hadn't moved schools for a fresh start after being freed from my anxiety, I wouldn't have gone on that school trip to UAB and decided to apply. I'm still learning new things about God every day. I'm broken and I'm still sinful, but He is perfect. Jesus loves you. No matter what you have done or what has been done to you, there is nothing that can separate you from His love. You are not the exception. His love is for you, and it is completely free.